Yo, what's happening, man? It's your boy Papa Dog back with another video. Now I've been getting a lot of people hitting me up asking me how do I feel about Officer Tatum, okay? I don't know who paying this motherfucker, but somebody's paying him to walk around and advocate for white supremacy. Even white people is talking against this dude here, all right? And this is why I say not all skin folk or kinfolk, all right? I don't know where he get his ideologies from, but he's been going viral lately, and this is the Jubilee debate that I'm about to play, y'all, because I can't put it on here, but you can hear the audio. And he's about to talk about what happened in Black Wall Street, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you how I feel about what he's saying. So just pay attention and listen to what he's saying.
A village.
Let's talk about Black Wall Street. Let's talk about Black Wall Street. Are we on the same page of what happened in the Tulsa riots? Tulsa race war?
It depends. What do you think happened?
Well, I know what happened. There was a conflict between black and white people. There was a fight between the two. White people got the best of black people in Tulsa.
Then no.
What? Did this nigga say white people got the best of black people in Tulsa? Let me explain something to y'all, since Officer Tatum don't know what the fuck he talking about. These people literally flew planes above Black Wall Street and dropped big flames, big balls of fire, and burnt it down. People walking outside these businesses, they shooting them with shotguns. Shooting them with shotguns, okay? And this is coming out of the mouth of people who was there that day. Not only that, a lot of the bodies that was dead, the dead bodies, they took them and put them under the bridge. A lot of them people probably still there under this bridge. In broad daylight, this is where they dropped the bodies off at. So what the fuck is he talking about? That there was a fight between black people and white people, and white people wanted to fight. Come on, bro. We all know what the fuck happened. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know who paying this dude to walk around and talk about the stuff that he's talking about. But as you know, we need to exterminate our own people, bro. Because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. I don't know who this dude is. But let me go to the next clip, and I'll come back and tell y'all how I feel about that.
Let me argue this point. Capitalism has rescued and made successful so many people of different backgrounds and demographics. That's why America is so great. What I'm saying is that black people being resilient, operating through capitalism, and believing in themselves and being self-sustainable was the best path for blacks, and they were successful in that. When they begin to rely on the government, begin to rely on handouts, begin to listen to foolish things that people like Martin Luther King said.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear what this fool just said? He spoke about capitalism and how a lot of people became wealthy through capitalism. First of all, capitalism means to capitalize. So how is it that a motherfucking Fortune 500 company can make $1 billion, but his employees can't afford dental, can't afford mortgage? How is it that when you speak of capitalism, you capitalizing off of the backs of immigrants, the backs of people in this country? Don't you realize they print money? So this shit is real. It's bigger than just that. You know, it's shit all about control, like I tell y'all. And he's talking about once we went from believing in ourselves to getting handouts from the government, that's when we fucked up. Nigga, we was coerced for this shit. When you put a person in an environment with limited resources, limited education, what do you think going to happen? We can't take the few people that pierced through the veil and became millionaires and became successful. That doesn't account for the other 98% of black people or people in poverty. And this is basically what he's trying to say. Everybody ain't the same. Everybody don't think the same, hustle the same, or comprehend the same. At the end of the day, right? Capitalism means to capitalize. All these major companies are capitalizing off the backs of the people. What the fuck is he talking about? Listen, let me go to the next clip, and I'm gonna come back and let y'all know how I feel about what this asshole is saying.
What do you think accounts for like the $4 to $16 trillion that was stolen from black people through slavery? Like, where is that equalizing mechanism?
I don't believe that you can say that money was stolen from black people during slavery.
Oh, but
let me explain. Because money wasn't stolen. Opportunities were not there because black people were slaves. It's not a fair comparison.
So imagine this. You got 200 people on a plantation and they're making you millions and millions of dollars, right, a year. through their labor, right? So what happens is there's no money to steal because black people weren't granted the humanity
Well, you're
to
saying
be compensated
black
for the value that
people.
they created.
Well, let's look at it.
Oh my God. This ass just basically said that he don't think that money was stolen from black people through slavery. She just cooked his ass. She literally replied and said, how is that possible when slaves are working, making these slave owners millions of dollars? He's basically saying they didn't have opportunity to be able to make money. Of course, because they was damn near labeled, well, not damn near, they labeled them 3/5 of a man. Not only that, people don't understand this or know this. Back then, they used to give slaves wooden money, and the only place they can spend this money was at the slave owner's store. You understand what I just said? You work for the motherfucking slave owner. He pay you, and you can only spend the money he pay you at his store. And what she basically asked him was, what? How do we equalize that, or what does that money come from? All those billions of dollars that blacks made slave owners to this day. Remember, we 400 years behind. We built this bitch up 400 years, then they cut us loose and said, okay, scrap your boots up, have a good day. They said they were gonna give us 40 acres and a mule, and they ain't gave us an acre and a dog. And this motherfucker somehow can't see that we're on some type of compensation for building America up. Who is paying this guy? I don't know. Anyway, let me go to the next clip. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about what the hell asshole here is saying.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Okay, so black people hurt black people more than anyone else hurts black people.
Okay.
My question to you is why?
Well, that's a really good question. I think that it stimulates from a few different facets, and I think a lot of them are responsible, but for the most part, by black people. When you are not raised in a loving household and you're not protected, you don't have a father in the household, those things lead to devastating outcomes. Young men doing things they're not supposed to do, like we see in modern society, these young YNs. All of these things are contributing factors to decisions that we make.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God. All right, he said that blacks commit crimes against blacks, and she asked why. And he basically said things like blacks growing up without a father in the house and committing crimes, making decisions without no father figure or a stable household. Well, let me let you understand something, right? I speak about this all the time. There's a thing called a man in the house rule, where whether you the biological father or not, if you was in that house, that family or mother wasn't able to get assistance from the government, and they knew that shit. So whether you, what the fuck a man got to do with being in the house, right? If you're gonna give them assistance, give them assistance. But they knew that that man can't be there. So whether it's the biological father, stepfather, long as it's a man in that bitch with a penis, they was denied assistance from the government. And this was systemic. You have to understand, in order to cripple a culture, you must get rid of the alpha. When you go to the motherfucking jungle, you ain't worried about the mama, you worry about the daddy motherfucking gorilla. So once you remove the alpha out of the way, right, the male, the family can then be compromised. And people like this don't understand that. Everything the government has done from day one, it was always to benefit them and to cripple blacks, whites, Latinos, and every motherfucking about us. It's just levels of that shit. Blacks are at the very, very bottom, but as you go up, they shitting on all of us. But somehow Mr. Officer Tatum don't understand that. That's why I say when you get a certain education, certain knowledge, and certain understanding, you start to see what it really is. And I can see this man don't know what the fuck he's talking about. We've been systemically put in the position that we're in, and people want to point the fingers at us for being placed in the position that we had no consent, no say so. We just got to scrap our boots up and walk up a hill with 1,000 pounds on our motherfucking shoulders. That's fucked up. But let's go to the next clip, and I'm gonna come back and let y'all know how I feel about what Mr. Asshole is talking about.
Situated by other black people. Listen, let me say, the drugs that are sold in our communities are sold by us. The crimes that is committed in our communities, that's devastating our communities, are perpetuated primarily by us.
So what's your solution?
Oh wow. Okay, he said the drugs in our community are sold by us to us. I always say this. You've never heard, even on a rap song, that a person would say, I took a coca plant and made coke from it. There's nobody, I've been in the streets for a long time, seen it all, done it all. I ain't never known a motherfucker that can take a coca plant and make cocaine from it or make coke from it, right? So what that tells you, you know the three letters who's bringing that shit in. Can't nobody on American streets make that shit to the quantity of what is being sold in the streets. So what that tells you, it is being dropped in on us. And yes, we're taking advantage of it because, like I say, when you put a person in an environment with limited resources, no education, and just no means of making money, you're promoting this lifestyle on TV through motherfucking movies like, what's the two biggest movies that came out when cocaine hit the streets? Scarface, New Jack City. These motherfucking movies was produced by those same three letters. The CI, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. So if the CI, you know who I'm talking about, putting this dope on the streets, they running it through Hollywood, two of the biggest movies that got niggas in the jail cell and underground to this day. Okay, so you see how this shit correlates. And here it is, he's saying that we sell drugs to ourselves because we took the bait. Yeah, we did take the bait. But like I say, a lot of this shit is coerced by this white supremacy shit, okay? And it's not just black people. You got to talk about the opioids and the opioids, the acid, and all these other drugs that was in the white community, right? Because when you in the streets, you know what white drugs and black drugs was back then. When a person spoke of heroin or acid or all that shit, that was white people's drugs. And it was the same thing, but they'll say it's black on black crime in the black hood. Never will they say it's white on white crime in the white hood. These are ways psychologically through imagery, sound, and just images that perpetuates us in a bad, negative way, psychologically. Okay? So listen, man. This dude say he was a police officer. I don't fucking know. He also spoke and said that Donald Trump ain't a racist. He said that Donald Trump and the Republicans are way better for black folks than the Democrats. When at the very, very top, like I say, once you get a certain education, understanding, and knowledge, all that shit the same. You got to be a damn fool to think that the Republicans are different from the Democrats and vice versa. You got to be a damn fucking fool. Left wing, right wing, same bird, same thing. And this dude here obviously don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And this is why a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, I turn this shit down. You know, I get a lot of people want me to come speak, but when I see the level of education, understanding they have, it'll just be me talking to a wall. You got to be out your mind to think these people wake up out their bed to make your life better. Definitely ain't for black folks. So you're a damn fool to go vote. You're a damn fool to participate in anything dealing with politics. And they doing it to white people too. They doing it to everybody. It's just levels. See, that water hasn't risen up to a certain demographics face yet. We've been submerged in that shit from day one. But as that water rises, other groups, whites and other groups, they start to realize you're no different than us coming from these people. We all have one common enemy. And this asshole seems to think that that's not true. He's literally pushing and advocating for white supremacy, bro, right in front of our faces. Okay? He's literally getting paid. He can't be that dumb. He's a smart person. He's just stupid as hell, and he's like a prostitute, a motherfucker that'll work for anybody with a check. Trust me when I tell y'all, man, the enemy we fighting is this is a spiritual warfare we fighting. People like that has to be exterminated. They gotta go. You gotta do just like they do. When people disrupt white people's agenda, you know what happens. What do? We gotta do the same motherfucking thing, man. This dude going around from country, from platform to platform, spreading this stupid ass rhetoric. I wish I could play y'all the whole thing, but y'all need to go check it out. It's on Jubilee. It's on YouTube. You can go to it's called Jubilee. It's just say Jubilee. You can go see the whole debate. It's about how long it is. It's about an hour and something long. And he's in the middle of a circle. I'm sure y'all probably seen clips of, but he's in the middle of a circle and there's people around him that disagree with what he's saying. This shit is fucking bananas, man. How your own people will sit and tell me in my face something I've been seeing my whole life, which I don't need him to tell me, that somehow this racist ass government or this white supremacy ass government has love for black people, always advocated for black people, has always displayed equality for black people. Has the police has he said even the police he said the police is the safest is more safer to black neighborhoods than harm. Man, where y'all get this nigga from, man? This what we call a fuck nigga where I'm from. This a fuck nigga where I'm from. I debate him any day. Because this is the thing, right? People feel as though because you can verbally articulate how you feel and other people can't, that mean they dumb. You know, you get people who can sit in this circle, they can speak that language. They know all the different terminologies and this person, they know this event and that event. That don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing because the only universal language is feelings. You may take a group of people, right, that's less educated, don't know nothing about this politics shit, right? They don't know what you're talking about, but they feel the same thing that everybody else feel. That's the universal language. Why the fuck we feel the same way? Why do we feel like this government don't fuck with us? Why do we feel like the police ready to harm us? Why do we feel what we feel? It's just when you take your feelings, you try to articulate it with words. Some people can, some people can't. Okay? It doesn't change the situation. And that's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? And that's for a reason. This is why I say we have to get away from not only their society, we got to get away from their schools. Because they teach us to be dumb, deaf, and blind. The very most important things that we know, if you 35 and up, the most important things in life, they did not teach us in school. Them bitches, they teach us about credit. They didn't teach us about money management. They didn't teach us about basic communication. They didn't teach us how to run a business. They didn't teach us nothing. Only thing they taught us is how to be a worker, to be a slave. And then somehow, some way, niggas like him and other motherfuckers will point their finger and say, oh, we the dumb ones. I tell you what, motherfucker, let us pull away from their society. Let us pull away from their way of living, their education, their food, everything. And let's see who thrives. That's why they catch us while we young. Make sure our mama out of the house. Make sure our daddy out of the house, or whoever our other parent is out of the house, so where the child could be compromised at an early age. Because I told y'all this is where women's liberation was created by Rockefeller. They promoted the fact that women are just as equal as men. And you had women in the streets with signs and they advocating that, hey, nigga, we should be able to vote too. We should be able to go work just like a man. Didn't know the plot. I don't blame y'all women because y'all fell for the same bullshit that we all fall for when they do heavy marketing, heavy promotion. Y'all fell for that shit because now, two reasons. Before women wanted to work, they was only able to tax half the nation, which was men. Men was the only ones working. This is why welfare was created for women, mainly white women, because the qualifications for welfare back then, you had to be a widow. A lot of the white women husband went to the war, got killed in the war. Black women wasn't qualified for welfare like you think they were. Okay? But the second reason was once women fell for the women's liberation, now that women are working, no one is there to see after the child. This is when pre-K was invented. See, it's always a plot. These wicked ass people, these demonic ass people never ever got it in the cards for you. Everything they do is to benefit them, and they do it in ways where we don't even understand, where a lot of us don't. So now that women are working, they're able to tax the whole nation, men and women, and no one's there to see over the child, which gives them the opportunity to brainwash the child at an earlier age to ensure this child gonna go through life dumb, deaf, and blind. And there you have it. This is why I wouldn't debate with people like this. I don't give a fuck what Roosevelt did. I don't give a fuck what this slave master did. Or I don't care about the politics. If you work for the White House, you ain't no motherfucking good. I'm not wasting my time to dissecting the layers and who did this and who did. They all full of shit. Everything they did then is allowing the motherfuckers to do what they're doing today. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. You ain't got to waste your time going down that rabbit hole, because trust me, it's the same shit. They all the same. So to wrap this up, Officer Tatum is being paid by who? I don't know. But he's being paid to walk around and to do what he's doing. They put him on that case. That was the first time, well, I knew about him, or majority of people knew about him, when they put him on that case with Nolan Wells, to where he went there and did an interview on those How was he able to do the interview? So you got to put this shit together. How is it he was able to grab one of them guys and do an interview? Because I'm sure everybody want to do an interview with him. But somehow Officer Tatum fuck ass was able to go get an interview with one of them guys for this case. This is how the devil play. Them bitch they play all type of ways. All type of ways, man. And when they are the ones controlling everything, bro, you got to be careful. They control the police. They control the narrative. They control the news, the evidence, the coroner, the examiner. They control everything. And this is a dead giveaway to let black people know we need our own. We have no place here in this society, bro. The only place we have is to buy, right? And to help build America. Because even he said some stupid shit. And this is why I don't debate with people, because his level of understanding is very shallow than you think. He basically was saying that Donald Trump gave money to HBCUs and funded HBCUs, and that's something that Obama didn't do. You must understand, first of all, HBCUs ain't owned or ran by no black people. I don't understand why y'all niggas think that that's true. That's why I say, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? First of all. Second of all, if you go to any college, HBCU, any university, it doesn't matter. All you're doing is going to be trained to come out in the world and help build America. You're not advocating for black people. You're advocating for America. And that hoe don't give a fuck about you or me. And you got to pay to do it. The biggest financial decision of your life is going to school, going to college. You got to pay to go to college, to learn a skill, to come out here in the world and help build this bitch up. Remember, money is fake. How many of y'all thought about that? How many of y'all thought about that, what I just said? See, this system was made to confuse you. Oh, I'm going to get a job. I'm finna be making 6 figures. Well, you're also going to be making 6 figures and eventually giving it right back to the people who gave it to you, either through taxes, buying shit that you don't need, and everything you buy you don't own. You have to understand how this shit goes, and this is why I don't debate with people, because a lot of people caught up in this little 3D world. That's it. But you're going to college, learn a degree, come back out here in the world, help build this bitch up no matter what field you are in. If you're a doctor, you're helping passing out patented meds, synthetic drugs. So you're going against God will with that. And then pharmaceutical companies is owned by the insurance companies. This shit has nothing. Why I say, bro, it doesn't matter. You're a teacher. You're going to help indoctrinate the children. You're going to help indoctrinate the kids. Yeah, you're going to get paid. But remember, you got to get the money right back every 30 days. If you're so smart, how did no one figure that out? Mr. Tatum? Anyway, like I tell you all the time, man, this shit is one big illusion. Find a way to have fun, enjoy your loved ones or yourself. Mother Nature, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you do, man, for your enjoyment, don't let this shit take you down 100%, but also understand the world you living in. And more importantly, the people that's around you. You gotta shake them till you wake them. And in some cases, you gotta leave them motherfuckers there right there asleep. Because if you don't, they're gonna drag you down. They're gonna confuse you. They're gonna overload you, overwhelm you. Fuck them. Not in a bad way. Still love. But you got to understand that they don't understand. Understand? I love y'all, man. Make sure y'all put your comments on the bottom of this video. We learn from each other. Drop links. Say how you feel. This is a community, man. It's all love. I love all y'all. I've been doing this with y'all for years. Okay? But like I tell y'all all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. Please share this video. All right? I'll get with y'all on the next. Peace.